Senate Democrats have moved closer to an agreement on President Biden's economic agenda. Biden sounding optimistic after a weekend meeting with Senator Joe Manchin and Majority Leader Chuck Schumer. Take a listen.
It went well.
Do you think you'll have a plan before Wednesday?
With the grace of God and the goodwill of neighbors.
Do you want to plan a deal by the time you leave for COP? Is that something you've expressed to Democrats?
That's my hope.
Senator Manchin, meanwhile, yesterday expressed optimism that there could be a deal this week. Joe Matthew, Bloomberg Washington correspondent, joins us now from our D.C. bureau. So, Joe, what Manchin actually said is, I think a framework should be feasible this week. So that does not mean something's going to be signed, sealed, delivered, and on the president's desk before he heads abroad at the end of the week.
Well, that's true. Far from, actually. There's still no bill to vote on, and it's not likely that one will emerge here in the next 48 hours. Framework is the word that they like to use here. A game of trust might be a better way to put it. Look, if things do come together with this reconciliation package, and it's still unclear what size it will be and what form it will take, Joe Manchin, as you mentioned, is still calling for $1.5 trillion. Democratic leaders are hoping to push that closer to $2 trillion. But what goes inside is the real story here, and there are still a lot of hang-ups with regard to climate provisions, proposed expansion of Medicare, paid family leave. Joe Manchin does not see eye to eye with his Democratic colleagues on these, and without that framework, without that trust being struck between moderates and progressives, it's unlikely that the bipartisan infrastructure bill can get a vote. But that is the aim, that will happen, as you just heard from President Biden, before he heads off to Europe this weekend, so he can have something to show and a credible story to tell that Democrats can, frankly, get something done.